Hello and a very warm welcome to the program. I am Abubakar Abdullahi. For the first time since its inception, DUSA released a progressive report, and joining me to discuss is the chairman of the Student Association here at Daystar University, Aloys Otieno. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much.
To the build-up of your campaign on April 17th, there's a statement you posted on your Facebook, Aloys Otieno. You said, "We have a vision to make Daystar University a better place in order to accommodate all students, regardless of their status." 5 months in office, almost half of your term is ending. Is Daystar, in your view, a better place under your leadership?
100%. I think Daystar is at a much better place. One reason being, you can see now Daystar is accommodating everyone. I could also attribute this success to the government because now we have government-sponsored students also coming to Daystar. So Daystar before was referred to as a school for the rich, but now it seems like we have everyone and we're trying to accommodate them in very many ways.
But when you speak of the accommodation, relatively it's the housing and the aspects of that, but how substantially is Daystar a better place? What did your leadership bring on board to make it a better place? If you can cite one or two.
Firstly, we've improved activities. We have more sporting activities coming to Daystar. We now have golf, we have swimming. For actually 2 years, we did not have a functional DSTV room. Now we have the TV room having DSTV. So students, instead of being idle, have somewhere to actually be and interact with each other.
Coming on to the budget, the progressive report, which was released on Tuesday this week. Going through the wordings of the report, there is a word that has astonished me: advanced stage. When you look at the portal, there was the advanced stage. When you look at the mentorship program, the report said it is at an advanced stage. What in particular from DUSA does advanced stage in this scenario mean?
Advanced stage means a work in progress. So what I can say is most of these projects, we have actually started them, but we've not completed them to how we would want to put them on. So most of these things are actually maybe at 70%, 90%, but we want to, nothing can be perfect, but we want almost perfect.
Okay. On the budget, DUSA proposed a 7.5 million budget. Only 3.3 million has been approved. Your own budget was cut down from 842,000 to 240,000.
Yes.
Did you seek an explanation as to why they didn't give you the proposed budget?
100%. We tried increasing it. Our budget mostly comes from the activity fee, and there was a proposal to actually increase the activity fee. So we were pushing to at least have the budget at 3.5 million as it was last year, but they completely refused and left it at 3.3 million. So now that's left us having to go, for example, our football team. Instead of using our sports budget to actually fund the football team, we've gone out to look for sponsors. So that's what it's taken us to do now.
What will it take you then to fill up the gap that, of course, the school has rejected in terms of the monetary value of the money that you need to get?
I think
how do you intend on overcoming this?
I think many partnerships with corporates. One of these corporates is actually Kwetu Hostel, who have actually given us 960,000 inclusive of accommodation for one footballer. So we'll go out to look for more corporates, but now maybe cut down on events. Also, some events can be merged to form one in order to cut the cost. Okay.
The recess is a trip fascinated to be coming very soon. DUSA sent an email which talked of the recess being on 19th to 22nd. The university 3 days later sent an email saying the recess has been relocated to 26 to 28, which virtually means the voting time. Is there a standoff between the administration and the student body?
I think these are some of the things we've been seeing since we started our reign in office. The administration has been non-consultative with the student body. It's not the first time it's happened, it's been happening. This time again, the management board went ahead and made a decision changing the time of recess from 1 week to the other. Basically, which now takes to the electioneering period, which I completely do not agree with. In fact, they had put it on the date of the election, which even their own staff cannot travel on the same day up country to go and vote and then come back. So yesterday the first thing we did is ensure that they pushed it a day behind. But one thing, the recess trip as it's been known will still go on. Now we'll maybe term it as the long weekend trip, but it should go on. And yeah.
So in this regards, it means will the university be functionally operating or it will be closed during that time?
The university will continue, but as we promised the students, this is the perfect break for them. And we're not going to take this away from them simply because a few individuals feel like they're too mighty to be able to consult with the students.
Pondering over the recess, there was a scandal last year. Fair enough, you're not in the government. How will you learn from that scandal to make sure it doesn't repeat on this year?
Actually, I'll give you a brief history. When I was being interviewed in order to get my nomination to vie, they asked me the same question, and this is how I answered it. Everyone needs to understand their roles. The treasurer handles money, anything to do with students' money. The secretary general handles with payment. The president, the secretary general handles with the planning. The president only oversees. Therefore, if everyone does their job, for example, the getting of the money, 100% will be done by the treasurer, and we've actually made that clear. Do not pay anyone else aside from the treasurer. That makes it easier for us to actually conduct business and to avoid non-accountability.
As we conclude, you came in as a team Aloys of 8 members. The whereabouts of your social welfare has been in question. Can you give us a statement of why she hasn't been so vocal and not seen in the spheres within the school?
You know, in life, everyone has their ups and downs.
Fair enough.
And there was a point where she was unwell, and now we understand that her mother is also unwell, actually not in a very good state. And therefore, she's had to stand in most of the activities of the family that her mother would otherwise be conducting. So therefore, she's not with us at the moment. But
is there a vacuum by the mere virtue that she's not there, or her docket is as well catered for?
There was a vacuum at some point, and when I noted this, I had to make a decision that some would agree with and some would not, which was getting the Secretary General to act on behalf of the social welfare. These two dockets actually work hand in hand in so many things. So I felt like he was capable and he was willing. I consulted some of the members and they were willing to take.
Finally, there is Kipyogen Timothy, who is a student here, who posted in our Facebook page. He says, this is a question he has. When it comes to being the moral campus, DUSA has greatly changed from what it used to be. Isn't it that this is a worrying trend, that the university risks failing into the same category as secular institutions that do not offer a moral compass to the society? Half into your office, what have you done to regain the confidence in our DUSA? I think it's touching on the morality aspect. Of course, the degree was sometimes but questioned. There was clarity on that. How does the student body of which you lead intend on making sure that the standard is never below the average?
I think that question can be answered by me, but also it's something maybe we should direct to the administration. Firstly, because it's the duty of the administration to actually conduct themselves in a moral way. For example, the issue of the degree. Those are things that go on up there and we may not have so much control over. But in terms of DUSA, I mean, we're trying to ensure, in fact, we're working hand in hand with even the DUSA Christian Fellowship to ensure that we have a comfortable environment for not only Christian but also non-Christian. And just to touch more on that, before DUSA was a purely Christian university, but now the government laws changed it that now we accept everyone. Part of being a Christian is accepting everyone for who they are. So then we can't question that who comes into DUSA. What we can do is to try and ensure while they're here that they come out being better moral human beings.
Finally, we had a student baraza in which the students gave out their grievances, aired out their grievances. How far have getting trying to answer those grievances been? Have you followed up with the administration?
Yes, in fact, right after giving our progressive report, I went to the DVC academics and I told him the students are asking, how far have we gone now in implementing some of the things that they question? It's unfortunate that at the time, I could not get a conclusive answer on that. I'm going to keep piling pressure. I'm compiling a list of all the complaints that were actually put and to go follow up. But one issue I can state is the finance department. On the issue of rudeness, the finance manager actually called me into a meeting and asked if we could have it written. And it was a specific lady actually who's been accused by most students of being very rude. She's now in Athi River and not handling students. She's mostly doing the paperwork, so she's not here. I think that's the one thing I can say we've had progress.
Mr. President, we'll have to end it there. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me.
That brings us to the end of this special edition of Tough Talk. Of course, next week we will be back with the week's politics, and now that the electioneering period is heightening up, we'll be discussing the country's politics and how things are shaping up in the political sphere. I am Abubakar Abdullahi. Till next time, bye-bye.